Yes. So if I, so that means it's gonna take up 2 buttons. If that's the case, I feel like skeletons might be better. Don't know how I feel about that. What's the... because these live 5 seconds. Let me see. Where's summon skeleton? Right there. Alright, so what if I did this? Alright, so now I have haste. It works. It's just kind of tedious. I don't know if I would want the play style. Because like after, let's see, what's the duration of these? Well, they last 20 seconds. So it's like as long as I summon one at least once every 20 seconds and they don't all get wiped out by something, the aura stays on. Do I have? Let's see. I can throw Raging Spirit and Phantasm here just so they keep leveling. Oh, I think my Spectres just died. Lol. Oh, no, they didn't. They were on, I think, the boots. Still like to have, I mean, we could do Temporal Chains. Temporal Chains is obviously super nice. So, the thing is that if you have the skeletons and the haste that both require the Guardian's Blessing, it just becomes a whole thing about turning, reactivating it constantly. Alright, what if... Alright, for now we'll put that back there. What about curses? If I have to choose vulnerability or Guardian's Blessing. What about the banners? That's something I've messed with in the past. Hang on. Dread Banner. Casting once reserves mana to carry a banner, which makes nearby allies inflict Impale, which lessens the accuracy of nearby enemies. Gain stages of impaling enemies while carrying the banner. Casting again places the banner and ending the mana reservation. You and nearby allies have a 20% chance to impale enemies with attacks. Nearby allies have 15% less accuracy rating. Nearby enemies have less accuracy. Gain 1 stage when you impale an enemy while carrying the banner, up to 5 per second. Gain plus 10 max fortification. When an impaled enemy is hit, the impale reflects 10% of the physical damage of the impaling hit to that enemy. Impale lasts for 5 hits or 8 seconds. Okay, so if you're swarming an enemy with skeletons, that's going to be a lot of extra hits. And now we have a banner on our butt. What's the point of Skitterbots in this build? Skitterbots, one of the Skitterbots puts the shock debuff on everything, which increases the damage they take by like 10%, or 10 or 15%, and then the other one puts chill on everything, which slows them down by like 10%. So they're applying 2 very nice debuffs to just everything. I also, at the moment, have Infernal Legion on them because it's not taking much mana, and so they're also setting everything on fire, which is just doing raw damage. Let's see. Alright, I'm gonna put haste there just so it's like leveling up. Same with this vulnerability. I'm gonna put these in the stash. Alright, so for now, what did we actually accomplish there? We've got... Let me put the banner... Where's the banner? We got the banner. So our Skellies will be doing... Skellies and zombies, everything will be doing Impale. We got the Carrion Golem. And we can Temporal Change things. Or Vuln. Vuln would make them take more damage. Maybe I'll put Vuln in there. I can only do 1 curse right now. Let's see. I need... Here, we'll just put those there. Those are maybe laters. Alright. Let's see. Act 4, we were here. Which was the last league that Muck played PoE? I don't know. I am not sure, actually. Let me see. List of Path of Exile leagues. One sec. What's the most recent one? So Ancestor just ended. And then before that was Crucible, Forsaken, Sanctum, Lake of Calandra, Sentinel, Arch Nemesis. I think I remember Arch Nemesis, which was late last year, it looks like. Yeah, the guys at GGG are amazing. They do a lot of updates. So there's quite a few things when people are like, "Oh yeah, and you're gonna want to get your transfigured gem," and I'm just like, "Okay, you need to pause. What the hell's a transfigured gem?" Also, I think I got the wrong apes because I don't see frenzy charges on my monkeys. So I think my current specters are not actually helping me at all. So I think it was not Blood Chieftain, whatever it is. Keep the group alive. I'll be right back. I want to stand in the fire just so you don't get bored. If you're looking for a Carnage Chieftain and Host Chieftain, and they're in Act 7. I thought they were earlier than that. Crafting recipe. Carnage can be found east of Act 2 town. I'll check that once I get to the next waypoint. See if I can find it. Sage Robe, Orb of Chance. Sage Robe is the same number of sockets as what I currently have. I must have taken a hit. My, whoa! That's some stuff. My bark skin suddenly flared up. Bark skin certainly is only a defensive thing. I think most people that play this game just stack offensive stuff for their auras and all, but I really like it. It makes me more comfy. Sacred Life Flask. Bark skin fired up sounds like an unfortunate skin condition. If your bark skin lasts more than 4 hours, please consult your doctor. So he can give you a high five. Magic Yours 2 went for Prof versus enemy classes, SMG, Firebrand versus Undead, Druid versus anything, high 2, etc. Do you mean like they would have like an advantage against those things? The one MMO I know of that tried that was when WoW first came out. If you played the Undead race, you were labeled as Undead at that time, which meant that you couldn't be polymorphed by a mage, but you could be shackle undeaded by a priest. And paladins did bonus damage to you, stuff like that. And over time, they eventually were like, this is a nightmare to balance, and for purposes of PvP, they just made it to where undead players counted as humanoids. Oh my gosh, it merged. It's using Kage Bunshin. Holy crap. It's a mesmer.
Too much clutter.
Caldera of the King. What up, Calm?
That's what you get for losing your temper, Cow.
He did. Did you change the Templar? Nope. Still Witchy Witch.
Do you need help with something?
Actually, hold on. Let me identify this.
Until
right.
next.
Let's see. That can replace that one. Can merge those.
Yes. See ya.
Okay. Monkey. Let's see. Someone said east of Act 2 town, so Old Fields. Let's double check. Let's see if they know what they're talking about. Alright, summon corpses. Scarecrow. Oh, Carnageate. Alright, summon corpses. Carnage Chieftain. Oh wait, is it Carnage Chieftain? Okay, let's try that out.
Ta-ta, not a cockroach.
Let's see if we see little buffs around our minions when we get into combat.
It was here in the pits of Leopolis that
I do see the little green orbs. Those are frenzy charges. Those increase your attack speed. All right, confirmed. You can get those specters in Act 2. You do not have to wait till Act 7.
who will have to fight.
Return to monkey. Yo, where's something to hit? Oh, what a boring rift. It's like 2 little fights. Watch it buff Teresa. It'll be just my luck. Blade Blast. Magic Jimmy Neutron. Blade Blast just stabs you. I got moderated. What did you do, Jester? My mods never make mistakes, so I know you're the criminal, Jester. What did you do? Fess up to it. The first step of solving a problem is admitting there is one. I used a bad word unintentionally, you think? I think the number one unintentional bad word was, recently, the auto mod stopped banana, and he was typing a sentence, and I could tell from the structure of the sentence it was an accident. But he tried to type bigger, and let's say he accidentally hit a different letter that's next to the B key. And he immediately started panicking in chat, and I was like, oh, don't worry, no one but me saw that. Oh no is correct. Oh no is the correct response. That's unfortunate. It was highly unfortunate. Is Herta or Maudry the better use of Bloodstone Dust? Herta. Because Herta has a very small chance of giving you an item worth thousands of gold. Wow, that named guy died really quick.
Performance challenge. If I even miss, yet Barcool and his stinking flock were simply
We got some nice bonuses right now. We got the minions doing damage, the vulnerability amplifies their damage, chance of them doing bleeding, and then also the impale thing. So we got a nice stack of modifiers, and then the frenzy's helping too. That's really everything, all the crazy crap that people do to make builds in this game, all it is stacking as many multipliers as possible. And getting as many things that boost the damage of one thing as you could possibly stack together. Whoa. I'm having to actually kite a little bit. Holy crap. Woo! Happy to see none of the zombies died, because they became a bit squishier after I made them a little bit more damage oriented. How many hours into this season are you? 15, maybe? Roughly? The gameplay looks cool. It's a fun game. There's it can be very simple or insanely complex. I understand it up until a little complex. But you don't have to clear the whole game to have fun. And it's free, so hey, that's a price we can all enjoy. Got a Vol dungeon here. Is this game worth trying if you've never played isometric RPGs? Yes. And again, one of the big reasons for that is it's free. Like, if you're like, oh man, I wonder if I would like an RPG type game, you could download this and try it out, and then if you hate it, you've lost no money. So, yeah, that's pretty good. I will say, if you're willing to spend a few bucks and you're like, what, you know, I want to play my first ARPG, what do you recommend? I would actually recommend Grim Dawn or Last Epoch before this, not because they're just flat out better. They and this are all wonderful games, but they're a lot easier to digest. Like, this skill tree is quite daunting. And it's only the first layer of customization in this game. So if you are overwhelmed by that, you know, Last Epoch and Grim Dawn are also wonderful ARPGs, but they don't have that madness. RBG item. Whoa, what is raining the fire? Poured everyone out of that. Holy crap. Okay, the fire stopped. I guess they killed whatever it was. Nice reveal skill tree. I was taken aback. If you do get into the game, I've got a short video that's actually pinned to the top of my chat box, because this comes up a lot while I play this, that is a beginner's guide to this game. Strongly recommend, take a look at that. It's worth the few minutes of your time, and it gives you a rundown of all the basics of the game, which should make it a lot less confusing when you're starting out. Yeah, one time I showed that skill tree to my wife, and she's like, I'm never touching this game. She's like, nope.
I need more mana.
It's not really a skill tree, more like a skill explosion. Skill forest. Hey, Mug. Hey, Crow. Leveling up a bunch of stuff. Superior Sacred Mana Flask. That might be an upgrade to my Mana Flask. Reinstalling it now, thinking of trying a Flame Totem Templar build. Templar, they added it sometime in the last year or two. There is a Holy Fire Totem that Templar has access to as a quest reward at before level 5. It's so good. It's a flame totem, and also it has consecrated ground around it, so it is healing itself and you if you're near it every second. Like, you can literally just get that and put a whole bunch of links onto it and then just get, like, flammability and go all the way to the end game if you want. You definitely could tell our damage went up more than it was with the frenzy charges, the curses, and the impales that we're now doing, and the carrion golem is buffing them also. So that's like at least 3 more multipliers that we didn't have before. Even more when I do flesh sacrifice and blow up some corpses. That actually makes me think, does bleeding stack? Hold on. PoE bleeding debuff. Let's see. Ailment does physical damage over time. If they're moving, they take more damage. Chance to associate the attack. Search for the word stack. Apart from dealing damage, the bleeding state, presence of bleed stacks interacts with other mechanics. Creates an allocate stack. Setting all stacks are doing additional 28. Duration of bleed is 5 seconds. That means by default and before reductions, an attack that causes bleed will do an additional 350%, which is 70% for 5 seconds over its full duration to a target not moving. If the target's moving, that increases to 1,050% of the original hit. And keep in mind, like a skeleton could do a bleed, and 1,000% of a skeleton swing. I mean, it's 10 swings, but it's not going to be that much. Separate applications of bleed do not stack cumulatively. Each bleed effect remains present on the target till it runs its course, but only the one with the highest damage per second will be causing damage at any given moment. Ah, bugger. Okay, so we are getting some bleed damage here, but the main thing is that cursed enemies take 18% more physical damage. So with this many targets hitting them and them all having a 25% chance to inflict bleed, the enemies are going to have bleed on them permanently. But it could, it's not going to be anything massive. Basically, probably the carrion golem or the zombies. Whatever here did the highest physical hit that caused a bleed, that thing is going to make it become a dodge. Wow, those guys melted. Poison minion build were actually meta for the last few leagues. Yeah, but I believe those didn't use the poison skill gem. I think they used that poison sword that you get from one of the endgame bosses. So usually those people would buy that sword from other people that were ahead of them in the league. And I'm on solo self-found, so I can't trade. I gotta get everything myself. Severed in sleep. Yeah, that.
King of Swords is nothing if he cannot defend his crown. I've missed this.
Oh, yo, he is melting. Oh my gosh. All right, he's using a block right now. He's blocking again. Easy. I need to pick that up. It's a quest item. I will say, Mike, I played D4 and I tried PoE and some things kind of confused me, like the whole crafting system. What's your advice learning more about PoE? As I mentioned, I've got a new player guide pinned to the top of chat. That can teach you the basics of the basics. Beyond that, if you don't mind long videos, Zizaran on YouTube is absolutely like the #1 source of information for builds and how mechanics work and stuff on PoE. There are absolutely lots of other content creators, but he really knows his stuff. He plays probably like every build in the game. He doesn't get to the point very well.
What can we do for you?
But he knows his stuff, so he can give you tons of info. His YouTube channel is full of information.
Be careful.
Let's see, blade, that's a Vol gem. All right, let's go here. Potions. Can I combine 3 of these?
Yes.
Yes. Hallowed flask.
Until next time.
Let's see, level, okay, that's an upgrade to that one. All right. What do we do here? Is there still a golem node on this tree? Hold on, I'm searching for the word golem.